So Kim, welcome back to PWN. I know you were a member before and even a past president, so we're super excited to have you back, and I'm excited to not only learn more about you, but share your story with the members of PWN. So thanks for joining us today. So
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what you do and what brought you back to PWN.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad and very excited to be here.
Yes.
I had a job that had prevented me from being able to be local. I was traveling 60 to 75% for work, and so I really didn't have the time to do that. And because of that type of commitment that I had and that desire to serve in that capacity, it kind of organically led me back here. I ended up with adrenal fatigue, and I'm used to being the kind of person where everybody would say, "Oh my gosh, Kim is the Energizer Bunny," and I literally had no energy. And it got to the point where I was saying no to this and no to that and not going to weddings and not going to these different events. My husband would be like, "Hey, do you want to go see a movie? Do we have to leave the house?" And it started putting me on a path in a new level of, how do I fix this?
Right.
What's wrong with me? Because that was the big thing. It was like, what is wrong with me? This is not who I am. This isn't what I'm used to experiencing. And I got a referral to a local chiropractor, and she said, "You have adrenal fatigue." And that kind of like just stopped me in my tracks and made me realize, whoa, this is big.
Right.
And then I started learning more about it, which ended up having me search out for more education on wellness. Ended up going through a wellness coaching program where not only was I learning about wellness, but also had a coach that was working directly with me, and ended up going through their certification program, and now I'm a certified wellness coach. So it really just organically evolved, and now I have the ability to reconnect with those passions that have been missing in my life for the last several years.
Awesome.
So I'm so excited to be back.
Yay! It's funny because a lot of times on our journey, we don't realize that everything that we're going through is a part of the purpose. So for you, it totally sounds like you were meant to be on that journey, but then what you experienced has literally launched you into your purpose. So it's totally exciting, and we're glad to have you back. So when you're meeting with women, or do you work with just women or women and men?
Good question. I do work with both, although my specialty really is working with highly driven female professionals who are burnt out, overexhausted, trying to figure out how to get their energy back so they can really get that desire to be that person that they remember being and want to be again.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that was amazing, because I was going to ask you, what type of women do you feel like are brought to you so you can empower them? So that's amazing. So walk us through a little bit of the process. Like, how do you really dig in and find out what the underlying issues are for your clients so you can develop a plan to fix it?
Sure, absolutely. And so the first thing that I like to do is have a discovery session. It's about a 30-minute conversation. Most people prefer to do that over the phone, although I can do it via Skype or in person as well. And it's really figuring out what is, that challenge and what is it that they want to see change. And then sharing with them, what I can do as a guide to support them in that journey. And then depending upon, what they decide, I do offer 3-month and 6-month programs. One of the things that I have found is most beneficial is somebody commits to you more than one time. Because it's like, what do we ever do that's just one time that works well in our favor, right? I mean, you can't just go to one yoga class or one gym session or, one anything. And so 6 sessions every other week, because then that creates enough time for a person to have that transformation, create that habit change, and then now we can build on another layer. And it's small steps, right? And it's whatever that's in alignment with their goals and their challenges.
Right. That's awesome. So right now we're moving into February, and it's all about goal accountability. And we strategically chose this because we knew that all the goals that we set in January, by February, they're long gone and we're moving on to something else. But accountability is so important. So what do you find either, makes people not stay accountable to their goals, or what tips and tricks do you have to keep people accountable?
Sure. And I love that first question you asked. What prevents people from sticking to their goals?
Yeah.
A lot of times I found it's because it's not their goal. It's something that it's a trend. It's what everybody else is doing. Because it's January and the New Year's, everybody's supposed to go on this and this and this, and it's not necessarily what's in their heart. And when you can uncover and figure out what that goal is that is in their heart, that makes such a difference. And so when they're truly in alignment with that goal, I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
Right.
But it's going to be a smoother process.
Yeah.
And I really believe, to answer the second part of your question, inspect what you expect. So once you've decided what that goal is, and when you think of what that goal is that you're looking for, I want a person to feel that in their heart. Really feel it. Like, does it resonate in there? Because then you know you're really in alignment with what you're choosing, right? And again, it's baby steps, not too much at one time. But then create a path that makes sense. You know, what is doable for 1 week? And maybe sometimes it's what's doable just daily. What's one little thing that you could do differently daily? And then at what point can you increase it to 2 things? Right? But inspecting what you expect. And so it's the end of the month. So how can you look back at that previous month? What were those goals? And it doesn't have to just be resolution per se, but it could be what are things on your daily agenda, and what do you want out of life, you know, for work, personal, family, relationships, and then how are you making that a priority in your life? Have you made it a priority? And reflecting. And the good news is it's never too late, right? Every day we have a new beginning.
True.
And so we have a new month. So we can do it then too. And
That's
just,
awesome.
you know, be aware of those differences.
So in the health and wellness world, obviously there's so many different components. So you have the nutrition side and exercise, the mind, body, spirit, all of these things. So how do you work through that with your clients?
Very great question. A few different ways, and again, it's going to depend upon where each person is. But I would like to start with 3 particular steps, and that is self-care, which really covers, you know, are you taking me time? Are you blocking time for you? And that also includes nutrition, right? And so many other facets. But then secondly, boundaries. You know, especially women. You know, we want to say yes to everything.
We're people pleasers.
Yes. And then it's like, when do we stop? And what about me? When do I block time for me? Right? And so where have I created those boundaries? And then the third one that I'm really favorable with is clutter. And so not everybody will understand this, but it makes such a difference. You know, how your space is defined and reflects is how you feel in that space, whether it's your car, your office, your home, whatever the case may be. Some people think, well, I can just shove everything in a closet and I won't see it. But then you subconsciously never open that closet. You're like, oh my gosh, it's going to fall out and kill me. But clutter can make a big difference, and making sure that everything that's in your space is a reflection of who you are and
you want to be.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited already just sitting here listening to you, so this is awesome. So we're excited to have you back at PWN. We would love for our members to reconnect with you as you're getting back out there and connecting as well. So what are the easiest ways for people to get in touch with you or connect with you?
Sure. I've got several options, so I don't want to overwhelm anybody. But my Facebook page is Love Your Health, Love Your Life. And I'm also on LinkedIn. And of course, you can email me, you can text me, you can call me. I'm pretty easy to get a lot of my information's in the PWN directory as well.
Awesome. Well, we're super excited that you've coached yourself back to wellness so we can have you back in our membership. So we're glad that you're back. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us today.
Sure. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.